I could bring some light. I could make you smile sometimes and hold your hand tonight. We can walk on down the street, we could see the sights, be safe and never drift apart. Can I hold your hand tonight? All the things you ever wanted, everything in sight, I could give them all for you. You know someday I might. We'll be sitting pretty high, mighty in sunlight. What of this and plenty more? You take me home tonight. Don't you mind what you have heard, don't listen to no slights. I'll be who I really am if I can walk you home tonight. I can promise you one thing, keep this in your mind. I will be so true to you if I can walk you home tonight. Now that I am lying here, I'll try with all my might, make your world a better place. You took me home tonight. You took me home tonight. You took me home tonight.
Nice.
Walk me home tonight.
There you go.
There we go. Gotta get these off. So.
All right. The next song we're going to do is called The Lonesome Death of Elijah McClain. It's about a young black man who was walking down the street in Aurora, Colorado, and he met an unfortunate encounter with the police, and he ended up dying. So this is a song about that.
With a nod to Bob Dylan, The Lonesome Death of Elijah McClain.
Elijah McClain, Elijah McClain, what you doing sneaking round this place? Ain't doing no sneaking, just on my way home. Got a little something for a friend who's feeling low. Ain't causing trouble, ain't up to no good. I'd like to go home, please sir, if I could. I don't think so, you sneaking little freak. Hands on your head now, get down on your knees. Elijah McClain, Elijah McClain, pinned to the ground now and trying to explain. I'm a little different, won't even kill flies. Like to play my violin for the stray cats going by. But they don't hear you, their heads too full of hate. They see your colored skin and they cannot relate. Somebody's son, 130 pounds. 3 policemen crushed him to the ground. Elijah McClain, Elijah McClain, I hope forever we're calling out your name. So many questions we'd like the answers to. Will there ever be justice because of you that this young man is dead. Ain't coming home. Ain't coming home. He ain't never coming home.
That was The Lonesome Death of Elijah McClain, and that too is on The Unreliable Narrators.
When we went to record that, The Unreliable Narrators, we wanted to do something a little different from our first record, Shadowing the Organ Tuner. And because that had full band in it, so we decided, you know, let's make a record that sounds like us as we go out tour by ourselves, and this is what it sounds like. All except for one song. Oh, not this one. I've got them mixed up. Let's do that one next anyway. So I think there it is. All except this song, which when I laid down the initial tracks, I'm like, oh, a little banjo would sound nice there. Oh, a little cello would sound kind of nice there. Oh, a little saxophone, some percussion, and all this stuff. So eventually it ended up with, I think, about 16 different tracks to it. And I thought, well, we'll just never do this live. So here it is. It's called Do You See Me?
Do you see me now? I'm standing right on the edge. Can you hear me shout? Asking you don't make me beg. One step closer and I'm down. Hit the bottom, make no sound. Used to believe it was me who dug this hole. Now I understand that's the lie that we've been told. I see your footprints all around. I see how you broke the ground. Hope you understand. I really hope that you can see. If you push me down, I'm dragging you down here with me. It's my grave and I'm through. Then it's a grave that's for you too. Do you see me now?
Do You See Me from The Unreliable Narrators. Up next, we have something new for you, brand new. We've performed it live a few times, but there are no recordings of it as such. This will be the first. It's a song called No Regrets, and I wrote this song because I thought, you know, I've made it to a certain age, mid-50s, without having any major regrets, despite some poor choices in life. But then I realized after I'd written this, I do have one regret. And if you can learn anything from me, is never tattoo the name of a supposed loved one on any part of your body. It's just a bad idea, and you will have regrets. Anyway, here's a song called No Regrets.
I have no regrets about the life I've lived. I won't pay no heed to the mean things that I said about you and me and the way we're getting by. I have no regrets in my life. I try and I try to be an honest man. I don't always make it, I just do the best I can. Sometimes I live in darkness, but I try to see the light. I have no regrets in my life. Every time you try going down, man, I should behave more like you. Makes me wanna take up an old sweeping broom, sweep you right out of this room. Sure, I've done a thing or two I wouldn't do again. Opened up my mouth when I should be listening. Tell me you ain't ever, and I know you're telling lies. I have no regrets in my life. If I get to heaven and to those pearly gates, they say sorry son, but you ain't got no place. It won't come to me as much of a surprise. I still have no regrets in my life, in my life,
No regrets.
in my life,
No regrets.
in my life,
No regrets.
in my life.
No regrets. No regrets. No regrets, just learning experiences, right?
That's
That's
right.
the general thought around that sort of thing.
Hey, so we're going to be playing at Spiral Cafe tonight, which is pretty exciting. It's our first time there.
Yeah, do you know where? Do we know the address? I imagine most people here know.
Yeah, I'm sure
Where
most
it is.
people do. We can
So do come by and say hello and listen to it a little bit more. I think we're on at 6 o'clock,
6:30.
6:30.
6:30 till 8, I believe.
Yes. And we'll be doing this song. This is a song written by Steve Earle, and it's from his my favorite album of his called Washington Square Serenade. A great, great record. He was at sort of a very high point in his life. He was, deeply in love with his now ex-wife. I bet you he didn't get her name tattooed on there. Although Steve's made some mistakes. And it's just this great, great record. Tons of really neat songs on it. This is a song that he wrote as a tribute to Pete Seeger of the Weavers fame, and If I Had a Hammer fame. And Steve wrote a song, dedicated it to Pete. It's called Steve's Hammer.
One of these days I'm gonna lay this hammer down, and I won't have to drag this weight around. Well, there ain't no hunger and there ain't no pain. I won't have to swing this thing. One of these days I'm gonna lay this hammer down. One of these nights I'm gonna sing a different tune. On leave my burden resting on the ground. When the air don't choke you and the ocean's clean, the kids don't die for gasoline. One of these days I'm gonna lay this hammer down.
Nicely done, baby.
There you go.
That is a great song. And if you're ever wondering, like, what makes a great songwriter, someone like Steve Earle, somebody who can write a line as simple and succinct as when the air don't choke you and the ocean's clean and the kids don't die for gasoline. Sounds simple. Simplicity can be difficult sometimes. Sounds like something's out of tune, but I can't find it. Oh, that one. There we go. No, maybe not. There we go. This is another one from the Unreliable Narrators. I have to think of the title every time because usually on a live performance we have them in front of us and I refer to them as the orange one and the beige one. So much easier, but unless you're watching this on YouTube, that probably doesn't make much sense. This is called Howling at the Moon.
If you see me walking down your road, say a few kind words to me. Don't need much for walking down your road. Clothes on my back, shoes on my feet. Nothing wrong with a man who's moving on, north to south and sea to sea. If you see me walking down your road, won't you please be kind to me? I might be out there howling at the moon. Please don't call the police. Don't need no beating for howling at the moon. Just blowing off a little steam. Better steam coming out of my ears than stays inside and cooks my brain. If you find me howling at the moon, just walk away if it's all the same. If you hear me singing out a song, why don't you sing along with me? You can join me in singing out a song. Sing a mellow harmony. And a song that don't fear and don't hate. You can sing that song to me. If you hear me singing out a song, I hope you'll sing along with me. If you find me standing for my rights, won't you stand alongside me? It ain't stealing, just standing for my rights, standing firm on my 2 feet. You try and stop me, I'll stand against you, and you ain't no friend of mine. I'll be out there standing for my rights. Won't you help me paint a sign?
Nice. There you go.
Howling at the Moon.
There you got it.
You, we do have, I'm going to plug a few other shows. We are playing in Victoria a few times over the next few months. We're doing the Dandelion Sessions, which I believe is at the Victoria Event Centre.
Yeah,
Sound
I believe
about
so.
right?
Yeah.
And it's on a Friday, and it's early in February. I'm going to say the 3rd Third or fourth?
Well,
Third. Pretty sure it's the third.
Yeah, and you can look us up on Facebook. We're the Co-Conspirators. Don't mix us up with the
There's a burlesque group.
burlesque group called the Co-Conspirators.
Or if you want to, mix us up. That's all right. And then we're playing Gigi's too, I think. Gigi's
February 19th.
19. That sounds about right, eh?
Yeah.
There's another new song for you. It's a song called You Could Do Better Than Me. Cracks all in the ceiling, there's a creaking in the floor. There's a window I've been meaning to fix since 1984. The bills just keep on coming and it's the only mail we get. Do my best to pay them, but sometimes I just forget. When I see the smile in your eyes, icebox that don't work so well and we're all out of gin. There's only one cigarette left in the cigarette tin. Lots of things need fixing here at the plant we're out to see. Biggest thing that needs a fix, well, that would be me. But you never seem to mind. Every day I wake up, I see with my own eyes. You were laughing, smiling, right there by my side. I'm hoping that today won't be the day you realize you could do better than me. You're one in a million, I'm two for a dime. You could do better than me. Sound of trains going by nearly rose us out of bed. Wish we lived in a better place where some were nice instead. But the sound of our laughter drowns out all misery. It's the sound of me loving you and you loving me. All the long and sorry days. Every day I wake up, I see with my own eyes. You were laughing, smiling, right there by my side. I'm hoping that today won't be the day you realize you could do better than me. You're one in a million, I'm two for a dime. You could do better than me. Your brother always said so, and all your friends agree. You could do better than me.
Yeah, there you go.
New song.
That's a
in the works.
brand new song.
Getting a little toasty in here. So.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we're going to finish off with one more song.
Oh, I think we could do two more. I
Two
think
more
we're doing
songs.
all right for time.
All right.
You want to do Dump the Bosses?
All right.
Do
You
you want
wanna
to find
find-
that? Oh, do you have your record? You don't have your recorder, do you?
I do. I'll just have to put it
Okay, well, I can
together.
talk to it. I'll talk to it, talk about
I'm
it
just gonna have to find it.
whilst you find that. This is a song that we took from the International Workers Union Little Red Songbook, which was a book that was published in, I think, the 1920s, whereby it was just songs that you sing whilst you're on the picket lines or whilst you're being beaten up by the boss's lackeys, that sort of thing. And this one was a 3-verse song. So what we decided to do with this is we took the first verse from the original, and then we took the second verse from a woman called Nancy Feeney, who had a version of this song in the early 2000s. And then we wrote our own version of the third verse. So it's kind of a folk music tradition to do that sort of thing, build on other people's work. And this will feature the alto recorder.
That's
I
correct.
got it right?
Yes.
Excellent. Don't be frightened. Are we? I think that's. You might need to back it up a bit on that one.
Okay.
I think so. Anyway, this is Dump the Bosses Off Your Back. Hurry up, forlorn and hungry. Are there lots of things you lack? Is your life made up of misery? Then dump the bosses off your back. Are your clothes all torn and tattered? Are you living in a shack? Would you have your troubles scattered? Then dump the bosses off your back. Nancy Feeney's verse. Did you find your factory closed down? Are your neighbors all on crack? Let me give you the lowdown and dump the bosses off your back. If you find your pension looted, your body's dying in Iraq, would you see the bastards booted? Then dump the bosses off your back. This is our verse. Are you tired of being lied to? Behave yourself or get the sack. All the while they're hoarding billions. Let's dump the bosses off our backs. Take your labels and withhold them. Make them see just what they lack. If we stand shoulder to shoulder, we can dump the bosses off our back. Dump the bosses off your back. Which is essentially what Catherine and I did. That's why I like this song. It's what Catherine and I did like 4 years ago. I sold my business. Catherine left her job, her nice, secure job, to come and climb into a van, drive around the country singing songs to people. Anyway, we're going to do one more for you. And this is from the Unreliable Narrators. Do please check it out, and do come say hello to us tonight if you feel so inclined. We will be down at Spiral Cafe tonight, and various other places. Thank you very much. Thank you to CFUV, and thank you, Troy, for having us, and thank you for everything the radio station does for music.
I think we're going to do a little
live music and
a little interview afterwards.
Yes,
with
yes.
Troy. So
yes,
do stick around.
Well, I wanted to thank him anyway. So. This is, what are we in here? We're in B?
Yeah.
This is B, right?
Oh, dear.
Oh. You think that's going to work?
Yeah.
All right. What's this song called? Young Billy. Remember those sounds late in the night. Go
the monster is still just a ghost. It'll haunt you forever if you let it do so. You'll live in the dark, it won't let you be, but I'll stand here with you, my friend Billy. Yeah, Billy, thinking you're not really on his side. The monsters are real and you've seen everyone. I've seen them too and I know what needs to be done. You run bow your head, you look up at the sun. Up off your knees, you've been on them for far too long. Your Billy is hoping you'll shut up and be on your way.
That is it for us. Thank you very much, and stick around. We'll have a little chit chat.
Yeah, some co-conspirator. Can you guys hear me fine
Yes.
there? Awesome. I think this should be working for me here. Yeah, thanks for coming by CFUV once again, considering you were last year before everything kind of shut down in January 2020. You made it this way. I guess before before we get into that, maybe introduce yourselves and who you are and where your band's from.
All right. Well, I'm Catherine. I'm from Montreal originally. Grew up there, and I studied French horn from the age of 10. So I come from a very classical music background.
My name's Will Richards. I'm originally from the UK, but I've been in Canada for a long, long time, Montreal since '87. And I come from a much more sort of noisy rock and roll kind of background, like Sonic Youth, The Fall, that kind of stuff. So this is a sort of, I guess, the middle ground between those two backgrounds.
The folk music's the middle ground, right?
Yes,
Folk
indeed.
music is like
Yeah.
everybody's middle
Oh,
ground.
yeah, yeah.
It really is.
Yeah,
You know?
that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, so as I was saying, welcome back again. How's you drove out during a winter tour? How's that been? We kind of briefly touched on it in that sense. I feel like Canadians that tour in the winter is always quite a trek.
Well, our options, of course, were touring Quebec and Ontario and maybe the Maritimes in the winter, and that doesn't appeal to us all that much. So that's why this is our fourth year out here in the
Fuck
winter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really just that drive across the prairies. Like we left Sudbury, Thunder Bay, and it was like -2, and then we stopped in Brandon. It was -28. It's just like I just don't understand how people. Great cities along the way there,
Yeah.
but
Absolutely.
we make a mad dash.
And we didn't have any actual issues this year. Last year we hit the floods in once we got into BC, and we had to do a bit of a detour. We went down through Washington, and it was a spectacular drive actually. So it was kind of it was kind of a nice change for us. We've been back and forth how many times across
6 or 7.
6 or 7 times
Yeah,
across
yeah,
the
yeah,
country.
yeah.
So it was
Yeah.
a different scenery. Still beautiful.
Yeah, we made it out this summer for the first time. We made it out in the summer. We got invited to the Island Folk Festival, so we got to drive across, and I got to drive back, and I took the road through. It's up through like the ice fields at. Going through Banff, but not
Okay.
like the regular way, the northern. And it was just
Northern route.
spectacular.
Yeah.
So you can cross this country like tons of times, and there's all sorts of.
There's always going to be
things.
always something new to see
Yeah.
out
Yeah.
of this way.
Yeah.
And I was going through your Facebook. You do have like over a month of shows, I guess January, February here on the West Coast, and mostly, I guess, on the islands and various islands around here too. So, are these some of your favorite places that you've always liked to play, or some of them new spots that you're going to?
There's new stuff. I mean, there's a lot of places that just stop putting music on or closed down completely. We lost a lot of our, not just here, but across the country. A lot of venues just couldn't do it anymore, or couldn't afford to give the space to music, so it's super appreciative of those that do still.
Yeah.
I think this is our first time at Spiral. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. We've played Gigi's a few times, so that's they're having us back, which is really lovely.
Yeah.
And of course, the Dandelion sessions are new. That's a relatively new endeavor, so that's going to be our first time. But we've played El Faro, which is in Parksville. We've played there before. We're going to be playing there at the end of the month. We'll be playing Denman Island at a new spot. We've got the community hall, and that's going to be wonderful. Looking forward to that.
Powell River.
Powell River, right?
Gibson's, yeah. Powell River is a house concert. Gibson's is at the market. I'm looking for that's next weekend. So I mean, it's a collection. Basically, it's whoever says yes. We're not at that level where we can afford to be too picky.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we do play a lot of bars and stuff where it's not necessarily a listening audience, but we're getting more house concerts now, which are every musician. You talk to anybody and they'll say, "Yep, that's the way to go."
I think it is nice that you've got kind of spread out and you're kind of enjoying the West Coast here in a sense. I feel like that. Like I do book tours for touring artists, and usually it's like I get to the one day of the week that you're here, and then they're on to another city kind of thing, because they're doing like the whole North America thing. So it's more just like they're here for Wednesday, and that's the only date I can find them if I can find a venue kind of thing. Yeah.
No, we based ourselves out of Parksville, and I work a little bit whilst I'm here because we don't quite make enough money to.
You work.
I work. This is work, but this is fun work.
Yeah.
My other work is working on a Christmas tree and then cut a Christmas tree farm and then cutting brush.
Yeah.
With a big machine that you strap on and stuff. So I'm quite happy to be doing shows again.
Yeah. A whole different vibe there.
Yeah.
It's been a few years since your last album, and you've mentioned a few songs here during this set. Do you have plans for another album or just singles, or what is the future for recordings for the Co-Conspirator?
I'll take this one. I am very much an albums guy.
Yeah.
I know that's it's a bit of a thing of the past, or it's getting that way, but I really do believe that a collection of songs feed into each other and they add to the overall experience. These are not individual songs. So it's been a year since we put something out, and the last one was a tremendous amount of work, so it was nice to take like a year off, but we are just started tracking again for a new record, and it's a bit ambitious. We've got 14 songs. I don't think all of them will make it, but what we're going to do, since our first album was full band and our second album was more stripped down, we're going to do both this time. So it's going to be 2 albums, the same songs, but different versions thereof. Somebody told me that Taylor Swift Shania Twain.
No, Shania Twain. I told you that. How embarrassing.
So we're following the lead from Shania Twain, apparently. Our sex tape will be out soon.
Then with doing an album like that, does that also lead to, have you been, because I've only seen you two as a duo, but have you toured with a full band in that kind of setup before too?
We have never toured as such, but when we were just sort of doing shows in and around Montreal and Eastern Ontario, we'd have, sometimes it was just a bass player and a guitar player or a percussionist. Sometimes, I think we had an 8-piece band at one point when we played somewhere in Ottawa. There was a flute player, there was percussion, bass, couple of guitars, clarinet. But the thing about touring with that sort of thing, it's just not viable.
No.
You have to be demanding like $1,500 to $2,000 just to sort of cover your cost. So
it's more like maybe if a festival's willing to pay for it, then do the one-off with a festival kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then traveling with all those people.
Oh yeah, that'd be tricky. Can you imagine traveling with Steve Burliak? That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy.
It's for the younger bands. Like I book like people that are in their early 20s, and they're just all like crammed into a van, sleeping on floors, and playing shows.
That was my like 18 years old to 28. That's what I did. We actually had like a minivan that we built a platform in the back.
Yeah.
So gear went underneath
and
one half.
And then you could sleep on the top, right?
Well, one person actually slept underneath. So because there was 3 of us, so this guy was like in his coffin underneath, and we did that. We toured back and forth, mostly Ontario. It was hard to make it out of Ontario sometimes, but yeah, and England. We were based out of England for quite some time, and we just went up and down the country in a smelly van.
Talking about does this group plan to do any overseas kind of touring kind of stuff with that? I don't know, like might be easier for the 2 of you to go pop over.
It's a possibility. I've never enjoyed flying, and I think these last couple of years I've developed, even though I've not done any in 4 years now, developed like this further dread of it. But we have opportunities in England, and we have opportunities in New Zealand. But every time I start thinking about it, I'm sweating right now.
Especially a flight to New Zealand, which is going to be so much longer.
Yeah. New Zealand is maybe it's a bit ambitious in terms of the flight, probably. So maybe we gotta just like fly like
PEI
to PEI. There you go.
A small island, right?
Yeah.
But you know what? I mean, the States is right there, and there's it's a little tricky getting in as a musician.
Yeah.
But I think we could perform in England, no problem. We don't need any paperwork, and probably New Zealand too. But I'd like to get down to the States. I spent a lot of time in the southern states, and it's despite some of the oddities down there, it's an amazing place.
There's definitely some cool things, and like I've heard, I don't know, I haven't been to it, but like stories like Folk Alliance, like the playing in the hotel rooms there and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So there's definitely cool things to play or try and get into there, I feel.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Yeah. So, but no immediate plans.
Yeah.
No.
Well, is there anything else you'd like to, I don't have too much of, but is there anything else I guess everyone come out to the show tonight at Spiral Cafe. It's a small venue, so hopefully if you want to go, show up early.
Absolutely.
Yeah, a weird response to this one. Like, you put out your Facebook events, and there's usually like 30 odd people interested in this and that. But we got like 80 as of last check, and I don't think you can get 80 people in a Spiral. Standing room only. No, anything else to say? Yeah, thanks very much for having us, and thanks for everything that you do. I know that I was involved in campus radio for a long time, and I know that this is a labor of love. I know you're not contributing to your 401k too much right now. So thank you, and everybody at the station and places and people that are putting on live music. Coming out of COVID was boy, we lost a lot, and so it's the people that are making the extra effort to put live music on, especially house concerts where you're actually going into people's homes.
That's definitely a lot of effort there. I did it for 4 years, but I don't do it anymore. But it was enough of 4 years of changing my living room into a venue space.
Yeah. So to those people, yourself and everybody who does that, it's always a great experience. I don't think we've done a bad house concert ever.
No.
So thank you to them. Thank you for everybody who's listening.
Harbor City Concerts is one of the ones that we just did recently.
Oh yeah,
it's
that's
just
amazing.
such a beautiful house concert.
Yeah.
If you get a chance to go there, it's in Nanaimo, of course. And,
overlooks the bay.
And it's just a beautiful venue, and he's got amazing musicians. I mean, we played there, so. He's got a great lineup for this year too.
Yep. So other than that, no, thank you. Thank you for having us, and hopefully we'll see you again in the not too distant future.
All right. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks, Troy.